What's up, everybody? Welcome to the podcast, episode number 8. For the first time ever, we're doing number 8 now. So we've got a couple guests with us today. We have LaBelle, returning guest star LaBelle. We have Stella. We have Collector. And then we have Bus. And Collector, you actually didn't rename yourself. There we go.
I stalks myself. Oh,
You
fuck.
stalks yourself. And we have Vash.
Not gonna
So
talk
welcome,
about that.
Vash. Welcome to the podcast.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, of course. So today, before we start, I wanted to make a general notice. I do not hate small groups and more of rights. I just need to make that very clear.
I do.
I don't hate small groups. I don't
I
hate
do.
you if you try to start a group. And pubs are great. Pubs aren't the worst thing alive. Like some people were saying, it's just not true. So just want to make it clear.
Wait, but you took down that last episode so no one would see.
A couple of people saw. So yes.
I got very angry.
I also just want to clarify, we don't hate pubs. We don't hate the small community. Collector's different. You see Second Core and they have this like weird righteous clause, myth thing going on. But sorry, Bus. But yeah, that's all I want to say about War of Rights before we start. And now that we're starting, we'll go into a nice, great topic of conversation here. Let's talk about New World, new game, and Halo. LaBelle, I know you have a lot of experience with those two now. So you want to explain New World for me? Because I have no idea what that's about.
Yeah. So, okay. New World is, I think, the third attempt by Amazon to make a game that isn't complete dog shit. Their first two attempts have not succeeded, but from what I've played of New Worlds, which is an open world MMO consisting of thousands of players fighting for territory in a brand new space. Come colonize, Europeanize. It's pretty fucking good. So far,
I've never heard of a game like that before.
I've never heard of a game
What
like
is
that. No.
what did they just try to do? Make a PC port of Raid Shadow Legends?
So
Yeah.
it's interesting. It's like I said, it's an MMO. It's very early World of Warcraft, which I know that's cliche, but it's very early World of Warcraft, not in how it plays, but in how jank it is. And there's a certain charm in that jank for me.
Is that charm the fact that it can melt a 3090 at the flick of a sprite?
I got news for you guys. If you're buying 3090s right now, you're an idiot anyway. You kind of deserve it. There's a weird certain charm to it. So the premise is we are all coming from the old world to this fabled new land. And we're all going to colonize this new world. There's all kinds of resources, and there's this brand new resource we've never seen before called Eternium or some shit. And it's this glowing rock. And as soon as we land, we find out this glowing rock corrupts you and turns you into a mindless zombie. And so these three factions arise. And the three factions consist of fanatical Christians, barbarians, and fanatical Scientologists. It's all very weird. But it's fun. You only have 3 skills in your hotbar at any given time. It depends on your weapon. The combat is skill-based. You can block, you can swing, you can use your attack. You can perfect parry an enemy swipe. I don't know. It's fun.
That's new for an MMORPG. I'm used to just like the fucking point and click shit.
Yeah.
Spam like 1 and 2.
It just doesn't seem like there's blocking half the time because they don't render it.
Yeah.
But there is always still blocking.
What does it seem like it's trying to do? Implement a combat system of a Souls-like to where if you get the right block, you can parry with a really strong attack?
So the perfect parry, it doesn't actually stagger your opponent. The perfect parry just doesn't drain stamina. If you block normally, you drain stamina, and you can eventually get shield broken. Perfect parry in this, you don't lose stamina. So
that's good
forever.
For a game like an MMO. It wouldn't be good for a game like Dark Souls.
Right.
Because if you didn't give a benefit to a perfect parry in Dark Souls, people would probably rage.
Now I know your crowd. I know your fan base here, Red. I know the people who listen to your podcast, and I know what they like. All right. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm just gonna say this, and I'm gonna let them just come in their pants over this. The game takes place in this world's version of the late 1700s, early 1800s.
There it is.
There are muskets, and everybody's dressed like a musketeer.
All right, so that's gonna bring a lot of people in. Actually,
It's like that, guys. It's like that one game.
like that one
Is that
game we
what
were
we're
talking
doing?
Like that
about,
one
guys.
game.
It's like
That
that one
one
game.
game.
guys.
One game that
What-
shall
what's it-
not be named.
Yeah, what's
It's
it
like that
called?
one game,
Wait,
but
Is it like
optimized
the
better.
one game?
War
It's
like
Band,
one
or
game.
Mountain
It's like
Blade Warband
Battlegrounds 2.
Napoleonic Wars.
War
Wait.
Hoarders. That's what
Hang
it's
on.
called.
Does it take 30 seconds to reload?
Wait,
That sounds
isn't
so
it-
fucking boring. I couldn't
What?
play a game that takes that long.
Wait a minute, isn't that game called like Battle of Lefts or something?
Something like that. But I think, I mean, I remember I saw New World a couple of years ago. I remember they showed it at E3, I think, or some sort of game convention, I
Oh
think.
shit! Yeah, that was a while ago.
Yeah, it was a long time ago. Maybe it was only like a year or two ago. But I thought it looked really interesting. How much is it? Is it like cost money or
But
no?
New Worlds is a $40 one-time purchase with no
Fuck
subscription.
that bullshit.
Hold on a second.
Oh,
Here.
no
$40?
subscriptions, guys. That's pretty
Hold
good.
on a minute.
Look,
One
last time I
time-
spent last time I spent $40 on a game. I was left a little wanting. All right.
Hold
But-
on a minute here. I'm sensing a little scheme, and you're telling him he's coming out here. Game made by Amazon, $40, no microtransactions.
Yeah, something's fishy. about
Oh,
that,
hang
man.
on there, Bucket. I never said no microtransactions. You can
There
get
it
a
is.
Rainbow
It's a
Lion.
no subscription.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Rainbow Lion. Okay.
Yes.
All
You
right.
can get a Rainbow Lion for your house that you buy.
All right. So maybe I'll fuck
Tom
with this
Nook?
game.
Look,
So
I'm
what about
not-
Halo? Wait, actually, are there like regiments in New World?
So okay, now you're coming on to the good stuff that I totally forgot to talk about.
Hmm.
There is these things called fort battles, and basically, to take territory in New Worlds, it's all broken up into different like territorial areas, and to take that territory for your faction, you can join a company. You can make a company, and a company is a 100 person. It sounds really familiar, doesn't it? It's a 100 person group, and they take these forts. And if an enemy wants to take your territory, they have to attack your fort. You get 24 hours notice. You can build cannons. You can build ballistas. You can build all kinds of defenses around your fort. And then once that's done, it starts a siege timer. And within that siege timer, which I think is like, I think it's 4 or 5 hours, based on what I've seen in the beta. But based on that siege timer, everybody from the enemy faction can attack your fort, and everybody from your faction can come to defend the fort.
That's pretty
They're-
cash, actually. That's
they're
pretty
fr-
cool.
I've been involved in one, and it was really funny because there's like, so the one good thing about it, there's no lag. There was very little lag when there was all these people
Really?
on the screen.
Wow.
But the funny part about it is I did watch a group set up in a line formation with muskets, and they fired a single volley before getting shit raped by like 13 fireballs from everywhere. It was the most. It was awesome. It was hilarious. It was good shit. But anyways, I'm not trying to sell people New Worlds. I don't want anyone to think I'm just trying to sell. I don't get a commission off this shit. I'm not paid
Jeff
for it by
Bezos.
Amazon.
I mean,
Sorry,
how else
fish.
does the 69th like fund their servers and shit, man?
That's right. What servers? I don't
Oh,
even-
the fake 69. Damn.
what
Oh,
servers do
yeah.
I have? I don't even think I have. Oh, I have a
I don't
Valheim
fucking know.
server. I have one Valheim server and
You
a
have
North and
the
South and a North and
North
South
and
server.
North and South
Yeah,
server. Yeah,
I
because
do.
you were going to do an event with us.
That's right. I am gonna do an event. We are gonna do an event as a 69th North
Mhm.
Carolina. That's right.
Fake
Yeah.
69.
Oh, real quick. I know I promised no fucking drama, but I got motherfucking drama. All right.
All right.
All right.
Warning
Well-
for anyone who doesn't want to hear the drama. I'm gonna say it now. If you don't want to hear any war of rights drama, I'm assuming.
So
Don't watch
as you boys
There it
know,
is.
there is a game called Battlecry Freedom coming out.
Okay.
There
All
is.
right. Battlecry Freedom has the kind of forum, the forum
that?
claim system that everyone else, that War of Rights did. You want a regiment, you claim it, you take it. So I go on there and I claim 69th North Carolina. Did this about a month ago. All right. Go on and claim it. Guess whose fucking ass tried to counterclaim it against me yesterday?
Drax.
Lennon.
Larson.
I love that guy.
So this
Yeah, that would be
motherfucker,
tough.
this motherfucker goes and makes a regiment called like the 60th Pennsylvania, right? Under the name of like Joseph, or under the name Larson.
Of course.
5 days later, he goes and sees me claiming the 69th, tries to claim the 80th North Carolina Thomas's Legion, changes his name to Joseph Seed, and he's acting like nothing's ever happened. Oh, I didn't know there was. I thought 80th North Carolina is Thomas's Legion. You're wrong, LaBelle. Motherfucker, you can lick my dick. It's 4 inches.
Well,
You
it
love it.
won't matter. It won't matter because he'll never get a regiment off the ground.
Yeah, I was
that's
about
true.
to say.
Yeah,
That's
there
true.
we go.
Anyways,
You
I just
know,
need to get
Lars.
the drama out of my system. That's all.
All right, yeah, fair enough. Okay.
That sounds very similar to Jeff Bezos trying to become the CEO of Apple and Tim Cook going, psych.
Psych.
Yeah, Bezos and that whole rocket thing, right, guys? The penis rocket.
ship.
Yeah,
I
the
love
penis
that.
ship.
The cocket ship.
Yeah, it looks
Mhm.
fucking awesome. I don't know what anybody's issue with it is. I think it looks cool.
It's because you're gay.
Yeah,
The-
but like, imagine being able to put a penis in the air. How rich are you? You're
all
that
the
rich.
memes,
Yeah.
all the memes about the Austin Powers memes where it was like Dr. Evil's penis ship going up in space. Those were cracking me up, man.
Yeah,
When does Bitcoin become a cryptocurrency owned by Jeff Bezos?
it already is, man. Bitcoin is a real crypto. Just look
Is it
up.
really?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's like Bitcoin or something like
As
that.
we've seen from his recent divorce, all you have to do is take his Bitcoin and you get about $30 billion in the divorce.
Noted.
Nice.
Unless you're a lower employee and then you just have to get raped and that's about it. And that's your life story.
Just work in an Amazon fulfillment center. It's just
Yeah,
like a
you-
sweatshop.
You gotta wait. You gotta wait like
You're gonna be like
12
it's gonna
hours
be
to take a piss.
Yeah, you gotta spend half your
Did
life.
you get paid a
fighting
decent
against
bit
them.
though?
Not
You'd be
really.
like 20
Why
an
do
hour.
people work there? That's way more than I get. That's like almost like double what I get.
Yeah,
like
but
you
it's
wanna work in the Amazon
and
fulfillment
destroying the earth,
facility.
so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, but
Okay,
dude,
We should
There is one of those-
destabilize Amazon and cause a revolution.
Agreed.
Also kill all Disney too. Not
Yeah.
Disney employees, just kill Disney.
No. Disney's got
Dude,
this weird
Disney-
monopoly, man.
Disney is just a conglomerate made up to be fucking brainwashing propaganda. So we're deterred from what's
By the
really going
liberal
on in the
media.
government.
No,
That's true.
What's the purple faction
Damn
from Planet Side
liberals.
2?
Vanu.
The Vanu, yeah, the
Oh, I didn't even know that.
That's Disney. That's who Disney.
Yeah,
Just Planet
but-
Side 2 is another great MMO that people
Oh my god! I
I
remember
love
in
it.
the
I love
14th
that
Brooklyn,
I love
right before
Planet
we
Side too.
collapsed, we like tried to make a Planet Side regiment.
Yeah,
too,
and we
mix
had
it up
2
all up.
really good matches, and it was really fun. And then it stopped because you know who? Husky.
Husky.
Yeah,
Yeah. Well, I mean that's a Husky thing.
not the same Husky, different Husky.
Yo, shout out my boy Common Toaster.
Uncommon toaster.
Oh yeah, I forgot he existed.
I forgot it
gonna lie.
existed too. That's what I was just
Oh.
thinking like where the fuck do I know that
Yeah,
name from?
I was confused. I was like, what is that from? Yeah, I
How'd you
remember
forget Common? Common was based.
that.
What
Yeah,
happened
well,
to him?
that was
He's
tough.
He
he's the
died.
one who roped me into this whole community.
He died?
No,
God.
no. He wound up moving out of his
Moved
parents'
to
house.
Connecticut.
Yeah.
Basically the same thing. Moved
Yeah,
to
I was about to
Connecticut and
say.
died.
Hey, real quick, I want to give a shout out, a happy birthday to my boy Sean. Happy birthday, Sean.
Sean.
You-
Happy
Yeah.
birthday,
Sean.
Sean.
Happy
Birthday,
birthday,
Sean.
Sean.
Is this where we do the Applebee's happy birthday song and throw up?
No, I prefer the Red Robin one. Happy birthday from all of us to you. Happy birthday. You're really fucking gay.
You're a big Jew.
I don't know how the
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, Buzz. It's exactly
Happy
what I was
birthday.
thinking.
I want to quit my goddamn job.
So, speaking of quitting our
Love that.
jobs, guys, who here is excited for Halo Infinite?
I've never played a Halo game. in my life.
excited. I'm
Fuck, you've never played a Halo game?
I'm excited so
Nope.
much.
Look at my face.
No wonder you
I'm
like Warbrights.
Fucking thrilled.
I don't know. I'm
Yeah,
kind of
so-
excited for it.
I'm
So,
excited
Red,
for it,
you
too.
know that I got into the Halo Infinite flight. Was playing it for a little bit for you guys earlier.
It's true.
I don't want to go out on any limbs here. I don't want to use exaggerated tones. But Halo Infinite's probably the best multiplayer I've played since Halo 3 in a Halo game.
Wow.
It's neat. It's fun, guys. It's really cool. There's little changes. These little changes that they're making are nice. Like all weapons, including the assault rifle, now do headshot damage.
Wow.
That's not to say that they're one-hit kills, but they do increase damage to the face.
That's always a good addition. That's kind of
I
needed.
have a question though. Is it better than Roblox Halo, or is it like just the
Okay, guys,
same?
real quick about Roblox. Can we talk about how good some of those fucking games are on Roblox? Like,
Oh,
not even kidding.
yeah.
Ooh, so
Okay.
Oh my God.
my kid
Okay.
loves Roblox.
Your kid,
Okay.
yeah. I don't blame your kid. I mean, they've got Napoleonic Wars on Roblox. I'm not gonna
Blood and
lie.
Iron on
That shit
Roblox.
is so polished. It's
shit-
fucking crazy.
Bussin'. Okay, I got Hold Fast a while ago.
Yeah.
First thing I said was, "This is just Blood and Iron, but not Roblox."
It is. It is.
Yeah,
Blood,
it's-
Blood and Iron came after Hold Fast, but
Yeah, well, yeah, but you get what I'm saying. Like, I played
Yeah.
Hold Fast first. It's like,
I
or
have
not
the
Hold
Call,
Fast.
the
I
Call of
played,
Duty clone, the Call of Duty clone on Roblox, like
Fucking-
fucking Phantom Forces.
yeah, Phantom Forces.
That
Okay,
shit slaps.
I
Come
remember.
on.
Okay, I have the beta tester tag because I played it when it was Call of Duty Advanced Warfare, but Roblox.
Nice.
And then they made it Phantom Forces. So I have the beta
Nice.
tester tags when I get in game. It's so cool.
Nice.
Is this what parents feel like when their kids talk about the new Fortnite skins and dances?
Yes.
Yeah.
So
everything-
Halo
everything-
Infinite, how else does it work, LaBelle? I didn't mean to throw a fucking wrench in the conversation. I was just making a joke about the one time I played Roblox Halo.
Well, no,
I didn't mean for people to actually like Halo.
to
or
answer that
Roblox.
question though, yes, Stella, that is exactly how my daughter sounds when she talks about Roblox. I just tune her out and say, okay, that's cool, great, nice, awesome. Anyway, so yeah, Halo Infinite's fun. I really enjoy some of the new weapons. I really like the some people bitch and complain about the burst carbine, which is the new Covenant weapon. I just think you suck. If you're not getting kills with that thing, you suck. It's literally homing. It homes in on the baddies, guys. Come on, it's not hard. The gravity hammer is cool, but as Bus and I saw earlier, I hit this guy 3 times with the gravity hammer.
Looks dog shit.
He had
It looks
he,
dog shit.
he had the overshield on. I had to hit him 3 times. I didn't even kill him. So that was interesting.
That might be an issue
Oh.
with the overshield, not with the gravity hammer. Because
That's true. Yeah, that's true.
From what I saw, the overshield looks really powerful. It looks
It is.
really powerful.
It is, and it's tough to see. Well, I didn't even realize we had a chat here. We have a chat in this thing. What?
Yeah, absolutely. Private
Yeah, we-
chat.
Guys, are we witnessing a revolution? Zoom takes over Discord?
So no, 'cause now
Never.
that Discord's got
More
threads.
Rights events with Zoom.
Yeah.
That's true. Discord does have threads now.
Yeah,
and
now that
Zoom
Discord
of
is-
rights?
It's destroying Gilded. They saw Gilded coming from a mile away, and they said, "Not today,
Is
Israel."
Gilded- Is Gilded
So-
a new? Is that a new thing?
It was
Real
going
quick,
to be.
going back to the Halo thing. So the gameplay does look all right. I watched some of it. What really is important to me, talking about this whole Halo 3 thing, the vibe I remember getting is from middle school. I remember coming home from school, the bus ride home, getting on Xbox after going to GameStop. And I forgot the name of the map. It's the map where there's a beach and then you go up to a fort.
Yeah,
And it-
Zanzibar.
Omaha.
Nope.
Basically,
Yeah,
so
Zanzibar.
my first match, I remember
That's-
hopping in a ghost and getting a killing spree.
Yep.
That was my experience. And then from then on, all I remember doing every day after school was playing custom games with my boys. I hope they can bring that vibe back for this current generation so they can experience what we got to experience, because
Agreed, yeah.
playing custom games on Halo 3 was amazing.
Played Halo.
Batman, Halo Race, Jenga.
Yep. Speed
so-
Halo.
Oh my god, dude. I hope they can implement that in more. I hope they. My biggest thing with Halo Infinite is I hope they're able to refine the physics of the game so things like Jenga aren't as janky. But that was also the fun of it, the jankiness, because you could get someone with a lucky launch of a wraith, and that thing just takes out everybody.
The only time that I ever get that feeling again is not. There's no other game that like I get that feeling with, and I don't know if Halo Infinite's going to be able to like fulfill it since it is kind of free to play. Maybe it will be. I don't know. I hope it does. But the only game that I've been able to feel anything like that since then were
Right.
Black Ops 2, and the only one now that does it is GTA.
The
Yeah.
unfortunate
Different
truth.
games.
Yeah.
The unfortunate truth when it comes to Halo is that Halo 5 had the best custom games out of the entirety of the Halo series. And
True.
it floundered because the campaign wasn't that great. People were pissed off with the story, rightfully so, because we got that whole, before Halo 5 came out, we had that whole like Hunt for the Truth viral marketing thing where they were like,
That was pretty cool. That marketing was pretty cool.
it was really cool. I liked it.
Yeah.
But it made no sense when it came to the story, when it came to the story of the game, because the story of the game had nothing to do with that shit. And we were watching our boy Master Chief get his shit smacked around by this brand new fucking Spartan that Locke. Who gives a fuck about Locke? Who gives 3 rats asses about Rat's Nest? Good map.
It
Halo-
would've
good
been
map.
cool if
Good
they
map,
had
Rat's
Buck
Nest.
do it instead. I like
Just
What
that.
any-
to the what?
Anybody, but like make it an established character. If you're gonna have people hunting Chief, you should have sent like another Spartan 2 after him, like somebody that we know, like maybe Fred from the books. Maybe Fred would be like,
June.
I have to find out. No, June's a Spartan 3.
I feel like I really missed
You're right.
out.
You're right. You're right.
I
did.
have no
Wait,
idea.
wait, hold on.
Play Halo.
Wasn't June from Reach?
Yeah, June is
Yeah.
from Reach. Yes. he's
And
from
Halo
Reach.
5 takes
Collectors-
place. Doesn't Halo 5 take
What?
place after Reach?
Yes.
Collector's
Way
got no
after.
idea what we're
You didn't-
talking about here. He's,
So,
in case
I-
none of you heard him, he's never played a single Halo game.
So going back on what Bus said, if you've played Halo Reach, they never confirm if June is dead or
No,
alive.
June's alive.
June's alive.
He's
Oh, June's
alive.
He's
Yeah.
confirmed alive.
Yep. In the books,
Oh.
he is
not
the
June.
How many
it's July.
Spartan 2s are there left? There's
June is the guy who created the Spartan 4 program, the guys that we
Yeah.
see in Halo 4 and 5.
Oh, then that just goes to show how out of touch with Halo I am.
Look, I am a walking Halo encyclopedia. It's one of those rare genetic defects, Down syndrome, that I have. I just
They'll tell me the entire lore.
No.
from the beginning.
No,
From the beginning.
oh god.
Please no.
Run.
It'd be
Actually,
like a war of
like
rights
trying to tell someone to
episode.
40 Halo.
There's
Uh,
4
30 minutes.
things.
Yeah.
There's 4 things that you guys know, or that I know that you guys should know about me. I know the entirety of the history of Lord of the Rings. I know the entirety of the history of Star Trek. I know the entirety history of Halo. I know the entirety history of Star Wars.
You're a
One thing
fucking nerd.
One thing that I do not get is vagina anymore. So let's just go ahead and throw that out there. All right.
I
You
mean,
are the Wojak. Siggy was
sacrifice-
so right.
I am the soy jack. Soy
You're the-
jack.
Yeah, soy jack. Sorry.
Soy
What'd
jack.
you say, Stella?
No, yeah, I was just saying the sacrifices people are willing to make for ultimate knowledge.
You know, what,
Mhm.
can we circle back to the soy jack thing real quick? This is really chafing me here. It's really chafing me.
Really grinding your gears, huh?
So
grinding my
it's-
gears.
100% true. The picture that I showed him that he's talking about when he says that I have a soy jack face, it's 100% true because in that picture I'm doing this like I'm with my fiance and she's in the passenger seat and I'm driving and like I didn't want to take my eyes off the road, so I just like opened my mouth to like oh look, I'm participating, that kind of thing. And she takes this picture and my mouth is like wide open and I hadn't shaved in like 2 days, so I got this like stubble on my neck thing going on and I look like absolute dog shit. So it's my own fault. Let's just be honest, it's my own fault that I had a soy jack picture out there. Yes, it's 100% true, Siggy's not lying, but I don't want to hear shit out of Siggy. He looks like the
Very
kid that gets
true.
picked last in basketball
Yeah,
every time.
yeah.
Siggy was telling me last night. He was like, bro, I was looking like a menace last night. I had my ripped jeans on and an XXL t-shirt at the club. He scared away a woman.
Please tell me.
He told
Please tell me he's wearing a tap out shirt.
I don't know, but Siggy told me that a woman came up to him and asked him what like he did for a job because she was asking if he sold drugs. He was like, I kill people for money, and she like ran away.
Whoa. Whoa.
Yo,
Oh
I
my
love
God.
I
work in
love
waste
Siggy.
management.
I
Siggy
fucking
is
love
funny, man.
Siggy
Siggy
is
so funny.
Siggy is one of the coolest guys that I know. He's
Oh,
also
man.
he's also the reason why First Maryland died.
Good.
I just everything about Siggy is great. And,
I love
his
Siggy.
whole group of friends that includes Sean, our birthday boy,
Sean is so funny,
Rob,
bro.
Tim, all those guys.
Oh, wait,
I'm
it's
missing a
Sean's
couple of them.
birthday.
It is Sean's birthday. Yeah, yep,
Sean on the Discord right now. Let's
yep.
go.
He's I think
Oh, he's not in there.
I think he's
Never mind.
14 now.
I think he's 14 now.
Well,
Hey, that's
Oh,
almost the
baby
average age
Sean.
at Ninth Corps.
No, he's like I think he's turning
Ah.
24, 25 today.
Yeah.
Wow.
He's in there.
Oh.
Sean, Rob taught me how to. Shout out to Rob for teaching me how to go through Rule 34. Really appreciative. Been
Oh,
using that a lot
nice.
ever
That
since
boy,
then.
that boy's
Yeah.
gonna be hungover today. He had a rough night last night, man.
Yeah,
Ooh.
I popped in there and it was like fucking 3 in the morning.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like
Real mud kip
Pokemon.
hours.
It was crazy, dude. So yeah, that's my Halo speech. Halo's awesome. Halo
Yeah.
Infinite, it's shaping up to be a really good game. I encourage everybody to at least give it a shot before you shit on it. I know there's a lot of people out there who are gonna say it's shit, but give it a shot. I mean, what's the worst that could happen? The developers could promise you a bunch of features and then not deliver on them 5 years later.
Cyberpunk? Question mark.
8 years. 8 years. Come on.
Eight years. Sorry,
8
that was a
years,
War of
sorry.
Rights reference.
Yeah.
If you guys didn't know,
Yeah. In case nobody figured
What's
out.
war
you know.
rights?
So actually, indie games in general, going away from Halo, right? What are you guys' favorite and least favorite indie games that you've played? Like not AAA studio games.
So
Let's go with favorite for now. Let's go with
Oh,
favorite for
Vash.
now. Favorite indie game. So go for Vash.
favorite indie game I've played. This is gonna go back a while, back to PS3. There's a game called Flower, and it actually was so. it wasn't like a full-fleshed game where you go around like an RPG, a AAA game. It was an experience where actually as you play it, it makes you feel emotions. And as a young kid, I was pretty much a wall. I didn't feel emotion. I was just like, oh hey, that happened, whatever.
Yeah.
But this game actually made me like feel things and like think of things. Like it one scene you go into a blank dark room, and as you go
So
through
it's
it,
a
it gets
art.
color. Yeah, it gains color and you
Like a
see certain
literal thing.
things. No. It when the room starts getting color, what really makes me remember this game is I saw one thing that just hit me the different way, and I actually
Yeah.
felt an emotion like, holy shit, that happened in my life. That really blew my mind.
Powerful fucking game.
Yeah, it's worth a play. If you
wow.
ever want to hook your PS3 up, you could probably grab it. If
Oh, I
not,
miss PS3.
just watch a play. You don't even have to play it. Watch a playthrough on YouTube. It's worth the
Yeah,
watch. It's
I'll
like
actually check
maybe an
that out.
hour.
You know, that reminds me of a game, Before Your Eyes, which is my indie pick. That's, you know, my recently
That's a really
favorite
good
indie
game. The blinking game.
Yeah, I played that shit.
Oh my
I
God.
played that shit. I was sobbing for days. Not even like the rest of the day. Like every time I thought about the game, I would just start crying because,
I
like,
don't
you
know.
know,
I cried like
You're
once.
pussy?
I think crying for days is a bit like.
no,
Yeah,
not
I
for
think you're a
days. All
pussy.
right, look, I cried for the day. All right, but, you know, it hit a personal chord with me for reasons I'm not going to get into. But it struck with me. You know, it was a little personal for me, and it just felt very weird. And
Definitely a good game. It's a unique
yeah,
game.
it's very
I really
unique and-
enjoyed it. I played
Yeah.
through it, and I was like, this was worth it.
I
yeah,
watched.
100%.
I think I watched RT play through it, and it just even watching him
Mad as
play it,
fuck.
If you
it
guys,
hit hard.
if
Yeah.
you guys haven't seen or know what Before Your Eyes is, it's a game where there's an eye tracker, and every time you blink, you barely do anything in the game. It's like a quick time event the whole time basically.
Yeah,
But it's fine because it's only like an hour long game. It can be less than that. It can be a little bit more than that. But basically every time you blink, it like goes forward in a moment in your life or in that person's life that you're in, and it's really
Yeah.
fucking good.
yeah.
But yeah, so definitely get it if you're interested in that kind of thing. I don't know. Does Mountain Blade count as an indie game?
Yeah,
Mountain
yeah,
Blade
I'd say Mountain
Warband?
Blade. Warband especially.
Okay,
Yeah,
so then Mountain Blade Warband is definitely my favorite indie game just
That's a
because
good
of all
one.
the different mods that there are.
Mhm.
Obviously, stuff like North and South, and that's really fun with multiplayer. Napoleonic Wars was great. But I
yeah.
like things like the Game of Thrones mod. I like the Lord of the Rings mod a lot. And I like this mod called Between Empires that I've been playing a
Oh,
lot
it's a really
recently.
good one. Twin Empires is
where
really
it's-
good.
Because that's my favorite era in history is like Europe in the 1860s to the 1890s because the warfare just was really weird. It was like we still have like single shot muskets and rifles, but we have to fight in cities. So like okay.
Yeah.
So like trench warfare and shit got developed. So it was cool. But yeah, Warband I have like 1,500 hours on it or something like that, something close to it. So I've put a lot of my time into it.
Good pick, honestly.
Yeah.
What about
I
you,
don't think
Collector?
Battlefront 2 counts as an indie game, so
No, absolutely not.
No,
Let's see.
nope.
It's still in.
not the new one, the old one, but that was still Pandemic Studios, so it wasn't a indie.
Well, the
game.
old one's kind of in the middle. It's kind of in the middle for me.
Pandemic
you know,
wasn't a huge.
That's
It's
true.
an-
It wasn't in, it wasn't AAA, but it wasn't really like a small indie studio. So it's in the middle. What about you, Collector? What's your favorite indie game?
A War of Rights. No,
The fucking
I'm done.
No.
I'm leaving this podcast.
no,
I don't wanna
no,
be here
that's a
anymore.
joke. You know,
Vash.
Wolfpack. Honestly, have you guys played?
That's a good
Wolfpack?
game.
That
Wolfpack's
is
a
a
really
good
good game. Yeah.
It's multiplayer.
submarine game.
Submarine game. Yeah. No, it's a U-boat game. Actually, they're different. They're not quite
Submarine
submarines, they're
game.
close.
umlaut boat.
I'm looking forward because they're going to be coming out with where you can play on the destroyer and you can blow up your friends who are in submarines.
That sounds pretty cool. I'm
Actually,
not
sounds
gonna
pretty
lie.
cool. Yeah.
Oh,
Isn't
yeah.
it VR? Is that the one I'm thinking of, or is that the other one?
No, it's not in VR. Oh, I don't know.
Oh.
They might be adding VR.
What's the
support.
one that's in VR that
It's
you
made
guys
by
were playing?
Germans, and it's a. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of the one that was made in
Stormworks?
VR. No,
Storm-
Stormworks is like a.
I have Stormworks. I just don't know if it's VR capable.
I don't know. There's a VR U-boat game.
Yeah, I remember I saw Sevi and the IVB guys playing it.
What's
and
that?
Somebody was in
Iron
VR.
Wolf. Iron Wolf.
Yeah, maybe,
Iron
yeah,
Wolf.
Okay.
What's that one submarine game that Kraken plays? Because when he was talking about Wolfpack, it made me think about that, but I know it's not it. Oh, Barotrauma.
Barrel
Oh,
trauma. Yeah.
yeah, I heard about
Barrel
that one.
trauma.
That one's cool.
Right, LaBelle, what's your favorite?
Yeah,
indie
yeah,
game?
LaBelle.
Bell.
My favorite indie. So I'm taking it mods don't count as indie games.
It can.
Unless
It
they're
can.
huge. Unless they're huge mods. Like
I was
completely.
gonna
So-
say the Star Wars mod for Squad.
No, I'm not. But it is a Star Wars mod actually.
It's really good, actually.
Movie Battles 2 for Star Wars Jedi
That's an
Academy.
indie game in its
All
own.
right. Yeah.
So yeah. So
Yeah.
if I had to
That's a
go
good
with
one.
a strict game that was just made, because honestly, the game that I was gonna pick originally, it's also a mod for Source, so I don't see the fucking difference here.
But wait. No, what is it? Because Source mods are actually games on their own.
Yeah.
Battlegrounds 2.
No, pick a different one.
Battlegrounds 2 was the first
Revolutionary
game.
War one.
It was the first game that
Yeah.
I ever actually did line battles in. It was where line battles came from way back in the day. And yeah, I was in a Norwegian or was it Danish or some shit. I was in a Danish clan at the time, the 15th Wisconsin, which made no sense because that's a Civil War unit. But I was in this fucking group and learned a lot, boys. I learned how to be toxic towards Americans.
Oh,
so yeah, that was cool.
Can I change my answer?
Go ahead.
Yeah, sure.
I
Go.
want to be Prime and Load 1776.
Okay. That's fair. That's fair. Okay. Prime Load's fun.
Yo, talk about a game that suffered from its dev. And
Yeah.
I'm gonna be nice. I'm trying to be as nice as I can because Mark's did a lot for me. He did a lot for me when it came to like giving my whole group keys for that game and giving us something to play and laugh about a day later. He did not. So I don't know if you guys know this. Marks has a reputation. He did not take constructive criticism very well. He took constructive
Oh.
criticism the same way I would take it if you called my sister a whore, that kind of thing.
So,
It wasn't very good at all. So it just didn't work out. He shouldn't have released the game when he did because the game was not ready for it. I don't know. It's just one of those things, you know. Prime and Load had a good chance. I love that time period. I think the time period deserves a good game. But since everyone's got a fucking hard on for Napoleon and Wellington, we're never gonna have a good game about, you know, Howe and Green and all them. But whatever.
Yeah.
You know what people who love the Napoleonic Wars remind me of?
Gays.
faggots.
No, it's no.
Oh, whoa.
It's people who like the Wehrmacht and the German army. That's who they remind me of. They're obsessed with Napoleon,
Rariboos.
the fucking loser.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just like they're obsessed with the
Wehrmacht.
German army, who are also losers, who had a good chance to win, but it's their own fault they lost.
Just
So
like
shut
Moss
the fuck up.
Roberts.
Yep.
They
Yeah.
were against all odds. They were against all odds. Well, that's their own fucking fault. They lost. You know how much they had a big ass population that they could have pulled from, and they did, but they sucked because they couldn't supply their men because they wasted it on bombing places like fucking Warsaw. Shout out to my goddamn Polish brethren. They wasted on bombing shit like Warsaw for revenge missions because their own stupid ideology. Shut the
Anyone
fuck
listening,
up. Anybody who
Bus has been
likes the
playing
Wehrmacht.
44
The German
a lot
army is
recently.
inferior. That's why they lost the fucking war.
Jesus
Hold on.
Christ.
Can I have the
Alright.
floor for a second? I
Sure,
just need to do
Vash.
this.
Yeah.
Boy, that escalated quickly.
Yes, it did. Thank you.
Everyone should
Well-
have been silent after that.
Well,
Wait, what happened?
Welcome to the bus show.
Stella, yeah. Stella, what's your favorite indie game?
Favorite indie game. Well, I kind of have two. One of them is Grand Tactician, Civil
Ooh.
War, because
Like that one.
I like it just because of how in depth it goes and how, you know, that's how my brain works. Is I like everything that goes really in depth with how you create like regiments and you
Mhm.
like, you know, you pick your commanders and, you know, you do all that. And the other one is Red's project that he has working. That one.
Simping a little
Oh,
bit.
I haven't
No,
played
yeah.
Red's
Absolutely.
Project. What is
Red's-
Red's Project?
Red's.
Let me explain here, Stella.
I'll
explain
let
the
Red
project.
explain it.
So we've all played Hell Let Loose, right? We've
Hell
all
yeah.
played Rising Storm 2,
Yeah,
Rising
Kill you
Storm,
if this is a Rising
and we've
Storm
all
class.
I
played
have.
War of Rights.
right.
What's
Now,
that?
This game I'm actually developing with a couple people. I'm looking for devs, by the way. Is going to be War of Rights. So the immersion that everyone loves about War of Rights, right? Because I don't think the immersion for War of Rights has ever been up for question. It is one of the most immersive games I've ever played, and that's, you know, something I want to keep with this game. But I also want the gameplay elements of BKOF in regards to fun.
Spawning.
Artillery, cav, just way better gameplay mechanics in the Western theater. So it's going to be War of Rights mixed in with all these other games. So it's going to have the point system on the map. Like in War of Rights, there's a point of contention.
Fucking nasty.
There's going to be it's gonna be Shiloh. That's the first map.
I was just gonna say
I'll
Shiloh.
be
is
sad. That's
Shiloh.
the only one that I want. You've made
Western
me.
Theater
you-
Shiloh.
It's
Yeah, go for
my
it.
idea for this game is multiplayer campaign like in Rising Storm, but you go through the battlefields of the West. So you go through Shiloh, all the way up to fucking whatever.
That's the
in
only-
this-
that's the- there was only Shiloh. That's the
There was only
battle that
Shiloh,
happened.
yeah. But yeah,
don't-
Shiloh's the
I
first
agree
one,
with
and
you.
there's going to be multiple like points on the map that are points of contention, and you'll have obviously your regular infantry, but you also have the option to go cav and horse arty. It's gonna be a lot of fun to make, and I'm hoping it'll be just as immersive as War of Rights, but actually a lot more fun because of the freedom to do things
Can I volunteer my voice for voice acting for the game?
when I need it. Yeah,
Also, going back to the indie game thing real quick, can I make an addition to my answer?
sure.
So that game Flower would be an all-time favorite, but current one that because I'm actually playing it is a early access. Well, it's really in development, but it's kind of just a shut your brain off, have fun with game. It's called Hard Space Shipbreaker.
It sounds like
So-
a porn
Using
porn visual novel game.
It's not quite that. If you're into space stuff, this is up your alley.
Okay.
So the premise of Hard Space Shipbreaker is Earth has really just become super overcolonized, and they've moved to industrializing space. You're basically I forget what it's a really small backstory. Basically, you sign up for this company called the Lynx Corporation as a shipbreaker, and you accrue something like 1.2 billion credits in debt, and you work your way up from an intern, quote unquote. They're still making a story. They actually recently just updated the game with some new features, and they put the first act of the story, which is actually really interesting.
That's
But-
cool.
As you work your way up, you get different ranks. You can work on harder ships that are more dangerous. And right now, I'm just working my way back up through. I initially got up to like some of the hardest ships, stopped playing for a while. And once they updated the game, they kind of redid it all by putting in difficulty levels, kind of like Doom.
Yeah.
So you have like the
Been out
easiest
for a
thing.
little while.
Yeah, it's a small team of guys, but it's a quality game. I mean, they have voice acting in it, and it's actually pretty good. The sound design is great, and the cutter, which you use to cut points, sounds beefy as hell.
Sounds something similar to like Space Engineers.
Imagine space engineers, but all you do is break ships apart.
That sounds pretty good. Pretty
But
good.
there's actually more to it than just cutting ships apart. You gotta actually there's no combat per se, but you actually have to think about what you're doing. It's almost like a
Mhm.
puzzle game
That's cool.
because when you get into harder ships, you have to look at doors, and when you have your cutter out, it actually gives you a danger warning to let you know that the cabin is pressurized. And if you just cut that door open, you're gonna have a depressurization event, and that could actually lead to all hell breaking loose, to blowing up fuel tanks, to actually having a reactor meltdown. And I've had that happen where a huge what they call a javelin, it's a refueling station.
Mhm.
I've had that blow to bits. And it's bad. The only thing is the game is still in development, so it's not fully optimized. It's running on Unity engine, but it's so physics heavy it can chug your computer.
That makes sense. Yeah, most of the space games are like that, like Space Engineers. If you have a lot of shit going on, your computer just dies. That's just how it is. Or like game that should not be mentioned.
Or rats.
Or rats.
War rats.
I
Um,
love
Rat
when that
from a
happens
rat.
in Hell Let Loose whenever I'm playing Stalingrad and I crash randomly after trying to get
Yeah.
into the server for
oh,
3
Hell is too is bad with that sometimes.
Yeah.
You know
Speaking of indie games, did anyone see a recent game that was announced?
what? That's not very
There's
specific.
a lot of
Ash.
games that come
A
out,
lot
so
of
I
a
don't
lot
know.
of games. have been
Something
announced.
something the internet would love. A game called Stray.
No.
There's
no, I
an
haven't heard of
indie
it.
game. There is a game coming out where you play as a cat. Literally,
Oh.
you are
Is
a
it going to
cat.
be like
Yeah,
is
I've
it going to
seen
be like
this.
Untitled Goose Game?
No, this game actually looks really good. It has like a full flesh story.
Is it realistic?
Can you have sex? Yeah, that's what I'm
I was just
asking.
gonna say, is it
realistic?
am I gonna step 3 feet out the door, go into heat, and then get raped by a male cat?
Um,
Sounds like a good time. honestly.
no. So actually, it's funny. Did anyone here play the game Donut County?
Well, I'm not racist, so no.
Okay. No, Donut County, that game that was like a
Oh.
weird spinoff of Katamari. It's
No
being
doubt.
developed by Annapurna Studios. So basically, the story is you're this cat that needs to get reunited with its family, and you're in like a dystopian robotic future where, for whatever reason, humans are replaced by
I
robots.
saw that, yeah.
I'm an animal lover. Oh my god, I can't wait to play it.
Yeah.
I think it looks really interesting. However, they really need to make a sex mod for that. I'm one of the guys
There will be a
that
sex
like
mod.
to make sex
I will
Buzz,
make the sex
Buzz,
mod.
I have an important question for you. Were you that angsty teenager who installed nude mods on The Sims 3
No,
and
I
sat
never.
there?
No, I didn't get a
Yes.
PC until my senior year of high school. So I never had that chance. So now I'm all out. Sex mods in every
Weirdos.
game.
Yeah.
I'm
Sex mods and
developing a
war
penis texture in War of Rights.
Hell
But-
yeah.
Trying to
All right.
develop as many penis and vaginas in all the games that I have because there's no sex mod in Warband. There's no sex mod.
Actually, if you know
There's
where to
text-
look,
there's
there are a
text
couple
sex,
sex
there's
mods.
Please tell me
Yeah.
there. Please
But
tell
there's
me.
you never see
You don't
animated
see the
sex.
animated one. Not like in The
So
Sims 4,
what
Sims
I
3,
need
Skyrim.
is I need a sex mod in
Buzz.
Yes,
all my
Skyrim.
games.
Skyrim sex
Skyrim,
mods are a whole
Songs
new
of Skyrim
level.
is really
Skyrim
good.
sex
Yeah.
Songs
mods
of
are
Skyrim is really
everywhere.
great.
I was doing a gladiator battle in a while and I was showing Nate the how it worked and we sat there for like 3 hours
The dick physics.
playing the dick physics. So I was in like an arena and there's a spell called erection where you just
Yeah.
shoot this spell at them and then they'll become completely naked with an erection.
Yeah.
So I would
Wow.
like shoot it at like an orc and he'd have no armor on and I'd kill him after that because he didn't have any armor on and then I would just take like his ebony armor and I'd be like, this is fucking awesome.
yeah.
It's just like penises everywhere and there's an ejaculation mod for it too. So
Oh yeah.
guys are
What
really
game
into
is
it.
this?
Skyrim.
Skyrim.
See, when you
know,
go down
Red-
the rabbit hole. Yeah.
Red, when I suggested to you that we pick and choose our topics before we go into this episode 8, I specifically chose Halo and New Worlds to escape the Skyrim sex mod industry. But here we go. And you know what? I've played a lot of those. There's a really good one. So there's a Skyrim mod called New Beginnings. And this
Ladies and gentlemen,
hang
welcome
on.
to the podcast episode 8. Prepare to masturbate.
So,
Yeah.
so New Beginnings for Skyrim is it's not a sex mod. It's a mod where you get to choose how you start your adventure. So basically,
True.
you can start as a necromancer underground. You can start as a mage in the mage
It's
college.
a good mod.
But you combine that with one of the sex mods, and you get this new beginning.
Oh, it's so
And
good.
It's literally spawned as a sex slave underground, and I didn't know what this meant. So
No way.
What
So-
could it mean, LaBelle? What could this have
so
meant?
okay. I installed these mods at a vulnerable time in my life. Now, mind you guys, this game has been out for a very long time. Skyrim's been out for
Yeah.
a very, very long time.
9
I was
years?
younger. I was more foolish at the time. I was 22 years old.
So this
And
this was pre-special edition.
Yes.
Oh.
And so this was on PC when the game was on Xbox 360
Wow. So it's like
So-
2012. Yeah.
or
2011,
Xbox
2012.
Xbox One. I think it might have been Xbox One.
It was
No.
probably around 2013.
Wait, what
So-
game?
Then.
So so
Yeah.
Skyrim.
I'm like, oh, I
Oh.
wonder what this does. So I spawn. All right, I'm a sex slave apparently. Underground, chained to a wall. What follows for the next 30 minutes is a prolonged cutscene of me being violently sexually tortured. I have never touched a sex mod for Skyrim since. I don't know who to trust. I don't know. How do you trust that? How do you trust people anymore after that? All right.
I don't know what inspired you to click it. It's a
I don't wanna-
sex slave. You're just like, fuck it.
I
Yeah.
don't want to take away from anybody, but I now know what it feels like to be violated.
Oh no.
Yeah,
No.
I think that definitely. I wouldn't expect sex sleeve.
Sex sleeve. You're my sex sleeve boss.
I wouldn't expect sex slave to be like what's it called?
Family
A-
friendly.
well, not family friendly, but I wouldn't expect it to be 30 minutes long.
Dude,
So I definitely understand you're thinking of that. You're gonna go, oh, I'm gonna click Sex Slave because maybe it would be funny to see what this is gonna be. And then, oh, Red's talking to his girlfriend.
the whole point of New
Um,
Beginnings was, or New Start. I think it was New Starts or whatever it's called.
It's called Alternate Start.
Thank you. But the whole point of it was like a quick start to your game, right? I didn't expect 30 minutes, man. That's wrong. That's wrong.
Yeah.
Anyways, I'm gonna step away.
Just made me mad and
sex games.
uncomfortable, LaBelle. Just made me
'Cause I
so
have-
uncomfortable.
I have a lot. I
Ugh.
have a lot of sex games on my Steam library. You guys
So
can
do
ask Siggy. You guys, what do you mean why? For my
No, no,
hand.
no, so do I.
Hentai
So do I,
games are
LaBelle.
great. I don't have
Every-
any
every-
hentai games though. So
Every
if you
time I
guys
look
wanna
at like
buy
a
me
sex
hentai
game on
games-
Steam, every time I look at a sex game on Steam, I just see own like your friend has played this. I always see LaBelle's fucking name under it. Every sex game I look at. And so it's never like 30 minutes or like 20 minutes because you don't really play these games. So it's like 4, 5, or 6 fucking hours on all of them.
Yeah.
Like you game on the sex games, man.
Yeah.
What are the
look,
quality ones, LaBelle?
the quality ones right now? It would be Subverse. If you guys have ever played
You have to put
Subverse.
18 plus on this podcast, Red.
It already is.
Yeah,
true.
so Subverse is a pretty good one. A lot of quality in that, but the problem is that seems like development's going kind of slow. Now, to give you guys a quick take on why I like this game, it's Mass Effect with boobies. Now you guys are gonna say
what Mass Effect is.
you guys are gonna
It's
say
free. It's free.
Subverse? No,
Then why am I looking at it and it says it's free?
it might be. I don't know. Maybe it's a free weekend. I don't get.
Is this the one with is it live action?
No.
Wait, you're talking about Subverse?
Yeah.
Oh my god, I've looked up the images of nudity in that game. It's basically a
Why can't? How do you spell it?
oh my god.
SUBVERSE.
Yeah, like regular. Yeah. Okay. So then when I type, it doesn't come up in the search bar. Why can't
That's-
I see it on Steam?
Abel, I
That's
have an
weird.
important question for you. Are you the type of guy who will watch hentai for the story rather than the sex?
No,
Oh,
I
I
don't.
got it.
So I don't like hentai. This is gonna get weird, guys. Bear with me. I think hentai is dumb.
That was the weird.
That-
That was the weird
Because
thing.
well,
not the sex
hang on.
slave talk.
Hang on. Let me. I gotta find words for this. I think hentai is dumb because we've
Okay.
come to a point with technology where quote unquote adult animation has evolved beyond simple 2Ds. Okay, and you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and call them out.
Here's the weird part.
Um,
Yeah.
Which one? I think we all know who we're talking about here. Who here? That's what it is. It's Lannister from First Texas, one of the War of Rights units. That motherfucker loves cat girls, and I think that's so fucking weird.
a little weird.
He's not in ninth corps?
Lannister's one of the
All
ones
right.
that always
All right,
goes
Collector.
on
Keep
about
talking shit,
degeneracy,
Collector.
but he'll talk about like cat girls and shit like that.
It is-
Yeah.
Is Lannister that dude who's got that super good mic and he yells in every battle?
No.
Lannister doesn't play War of Rights. That's a 2-core guy. I've told
Look.
you this 4 times. That's a guy that's in 2nd core.
If you guys want a good like 3D game that's on hentai, all right. I've got a couple recommendations here. All right.
No. Is it
So-
sex still?
It's absolutely okay. Absolutely. We've got Being a Dick, DIK. Fantastic game. I'll link it in the podcast chat.
Yo, if you're
I'm
not playing
looking.
House Party, I don't want to talk to you. House Party
Uh,
was fucking hilarious.
Are,
House
is this,
Party
are these
has
all
to
on
already have
Steam?
sex.
These are
Yeah.
all on Steam. We've got Being a Dick, right? You can just look at the pictures of the game and you'll understand.
Is there sex?
Oh my
Yes.
god, Bus. We've said yes 4 times now.
And
That's
then
all. I'm looking at these and I can't find them. On
and then there's
Steam.
that one. Those
Oh, I
two.
found it.
Those two
$30?
games
$30.
shouldn't be. No, the first one's 10 and the other one is 14.
What?
Or between me and you, I can just send you the game files. I have
Yeah,
them, so.
please do, please.
These porn
Uh,
games, dude. I play these porn games mostly for the hilarity because the situations that they put these
That's
characters
why I
in.
play them too.
How is
Yeah.
the animation?
Who cares?
Really good.
Who
Really
cares?
good.
Really good?
I could
Dude,
look
he
at
spends like 3 years making each game. The animations are fucking smooth.
Acting lessons looks pretty sick. I'm not gonna lie.
Dude,
Like it looks
House
like Pan
Party.
Am.
look up House Party.
House
Oh, I've
Party's
seen
really
House
good,
Party. That
too.
looks awful. I watched PewDiePie play that.
House Party is fucking hilarious because they got these actual YouTube stars to like pose naked for their models and be in the game. And you can walk up. I think it's Keemstar. You can walk up to Keemstar in the game, kick him in the dick, and then punch him in the face. And he says something about his little dick. It's fucking hilarious.
Yo, this is fucking sick.
Just
Right,
paid
send me the
$40 for the
file.
War of
Oh
Rights
yeah, the
mods.
one I sent you. You're- Yeah.
You didn't send anything to me yet, but I'm looking at Steam right
In
now.
in the Zoom chat.
Oh, in the Zoom chat? Hold on. Did you whisper it to me? Oh shit. Yeah. Yeah. These ones. Those are fucking awesome.
I mean, they're cheap, man. They're cheap. That's all I'm gonna say. That's it.
They're not cheap. That's $10.
It's pretty
Come on.
cheap.
That's pretty cheap. Come on, a quality sex game for $10.
Quality
Bus.
sex game. What
Come
what
on.
are we? What have we devolved to in this podcast?
I don't know. We were talking about indie games, so these count. So I guess these are my favorite sex indie games. What about you guys? Let's get off. Let's get off this topic here.
Okay.
It's getting a little weird.
It's-
least favorite.
It's
can't
11:30 in the morning. It's not time for horny toasting yet.
Can't
Yeah, it
talk
is.
about Jewish politics, so I guess we'll get
Jewish
into.
politics.
Oh,
Next,
oh
baby.
I'm glad you bring that up. I'm glad you
Oh
bring that
no,
up.
I didn't mean.
Brett.
I really.
No,
I
there's
veto. I
some-
veto. I veto.
I need
No.
to address the elephant in the room,
Okay.
Mr. Wren.
Ren, isn't it?
Ren.
I like that
Listen
we all
here.
think he's Jewish. He's just not. But let's just keep going.
Yeah. Listen here, you little
Yeah.
fucking fruitcake.
Sheesh.
The more you flail about in an attempt to come at me, quote unquote, just because I hurt your fucking feelings by beating you in War of Rights constantly, you need to fucking tone it down. Because the other day when Waypoint was very clearly having a moment and needed a little pick me up from his bros, when all of these people are popping in to prop up Waypoint, and your stupid ass, who's in the same fucking clan, you fucking idiot, when you pop in and try to tear down somebody who's being supportive of who's supposed to be your bro, you need to take a moment and realize that maybe you're the piece of shit. Okay. And never once have I ever said that I don't like Jews, quote unquote. You're making that up. You and that other weirdo, that Blake guy that you guys always talk about. You and that other weirdo who made that shit up. You know what I don't like? I don't like Israel. That's what I don't like. You know why? Because they commit war crimes. I don't like people commit war crimes. Jackass. You know
So
what,
the
Ren?
podcast. The next topic I was going to bring up is actually our the most disappointed we've ever felt after a movie. This is just intriguing. I mean, wow, we went from indie games
it's really
to war
funny.
crimes.
It's really funny because I consider myself decent friends with LaBelle, and I consider myself decent friends with Ren as well. So I get both sides of this every single time that Ren is mentioned or every single time that LaBelle is mentioned.
Yeah, so do I. Yeah,
Because I
Like
hang
an-
out with both of them a fair bit, and it's every single time. Like I'll mention something, and LaBelle will go off about Ren if I mention Ren, and Ren will go off if I mention LaBelle. He'll be like, "You mean that racist?" And then LaBelle will be like, "You mean that stinking little faggot?"
Yeah, that's actually exactly what.
Like an episode of
Yeah,
Keeping Up
exactly.
with the
Word for word.
Kardashians.
It really is.
it's
War of
really
Rights in
funny.
general
There's
is
a
like
huge-
that,
there's a
and the
huge
stuff in
rivalry between the two, and I think
No, there's no rivalry. That kid is nothing. He's never achieved anything. There's a reason why he gets held back every time he goes to a new organization. It's because nobody fucking likes him. Bus, you can say you're his friend all you want. That's fine. But I haven't
Wow.
met one other person who, when you talk about Ren, they go, "Oh yeah, he's a pretty cool guy." No, nobody says that. Everyone just says,
I love Ren. I love
everyone-
Ren.
You're
Ren
stupid
is,
too.
Ren is a character.
I'd say
Yeah.
there's definitely some flaws about Ren.
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
argue against whenever he says LaBelle is a racist. I go, you
Yeah.
gotta show me proof. Whenever he shows me proof
Oh.
of Saris, I'm like, that makes sense.
Yeah, there's
But
plenty of
he's
proof
like,
of
he
yeah,
fucking
shows
there's
me
plenty
proof
of proof of
LaBelle.
Saris.
It's like, that's
Saris
an
doesn't
obvious
hide it.
joke.
Yo,
Sarah
you could.
doesn't hide it.
I was
You
like,
could
what's the
pull-
difference between LaBelle saying this and Blake saying the N-word? He's like, but Blake is joking. And I'm like, LaBelle's probably joking too, idiot.
Look,
Yeah.
I'm gonna throw this out there. This is gonna out me on my political feelings, guys. But anybody who's ever been in the first Maryland Discord when we've had one of our very infamous fucking election time political discussions, everybody
Oh.
knows how left I am.
Yeah.
You're
And
fucking liberal.
I don't.
Collector, shut the
So
fuck up.
so I gotta fight you on that, Collector. I'm not a liberal. I hate liberals. I hate libs. Hate them. I'm a leftist.
LaBelle's a communist.
Close. Yeah, close.
Nice.
So
You actually?
no, not a communist.
I
Socialist.
am.
Collector's face
think-
right now, man.
What?
He's
The
just
Collector's
so
face looks like someone
disappointed.
baked a pizza on it. I don't give a shit.
Dude,
God.
So
God, it's easy.
it's
We love you, Collect.
Ren can go around telling everybody how bad of a racist I am, but the fact of the matter is he does hang out with people who casually throw around the N-word like it's no big deal. Ren, if you can't see this is exactly why. The only reason you don't like me is because I whoop your ass every time we play War of Rights. And that's pathetic. You need to get laid. I'm sorry, Ren.
I think, Red, you should cut this part of the episode out, but you should send it to Ren.
Yeah, I'll just make a separate little video only for Ren. So let's get back on topic here, guys. Our the most disappointed we've ever felt after.
So the most
movie,
disappointing
Avatar, The Last Airbender live action.
So is it
All
TV
right.
shows or is it just movies?
TV shows and movies. I'll include both.
Okay,
Okay,
the most I've ever felt, and this is genuine. This is from like the bottom of my heart. The most disappointed I've ever felt is with the last 3 Star Wars, the sequel trilogy of Star Wars.
I'll agree with you on that.
Now I told you guys earlier I'm a big Star Wars fan. And that's not just because of like, oh, flashy lights, blah blah blah, Star Wars, cool, yay. It's because Star Wars for me is one of the most perfect embodiments of the hero's journey. You know, young boy grows up on farm, has dreams of something greater, goes off, learns that he's the chosen one, fights the good fight, fails along the way, but eventually succeeds in his mission. It's the hero's journey. That character was built up throughout the entirety of the original trilogy. And then for me growing up, there was a bunch of books made too. It was the EU, the expanded universe.
Yeah.
And for a long time, those books were partially canon. They weren't all the way canon because George Lucas would veto what he didn't like. And you know that was fine. The word of God is important in the canon hierarchy. The word of God is word of God. You can't go against George Lucas. If George Lucas doesn't like, if George Lucas wants to name the guy from Force Unleashed Darth Icky, then you name him Darth Icky. That's all there is to it. Sorry. But then the sequels come out and we get Rey. Rey is fine. Rey by herself in episode 7 was a decent character. Flawed, yes, but only because you can only show so much of her. You can only build so much of Rey in one movie. And I understand that. Finn, really interesting character. I want to see where that goes. He's a former stormtrooper, now turned resistance member. Maybe might be force. Jesus Christ. Maybe might be force sensitive. We don't know. It's another thing that we can build on in the next movie. And then there's Poe, which cool, I guess. Poe's a pilot. Yay. Forget that. Episode 8 comes out. Last Jedi. Okay, where to start? So this movie took the original protagonist, the original hero's journey main character from the original trilogy, and neutered him to the point of they changed the entirety of his character. No longer was this guy who, you know, yeah, my dad may have slaughtered thousands of younglings in the temple, but they're still good in him, you know. Now suddenly this guy looks down at his nephew who's having a bad dream and says, I must kill this boy for having a
weird,
like,
man. The whole thing was weird.
It's just,
it doesn't make sense for Luke Skywalker, man.
no, it doesn't make sense for Luke Skywalker, but that's not the only sin. All of a sudden now in The Last Jedi, Luke is almost beyond redemption. And if you're going to say at the end of Last Jedi that he redeemed himself, I think that's bullshit, because even when he's talking to Yoda, who can suddenly summon fucking lightning as a Force ghost.
Gotta get Emerson in on this.
Is Emerson? Yeah, I know. Emerson likes Star Wars too.
Emerson would go off on how, I think he didn't like the new trilogy either, but he would also go off on why the Empire was right. And when you look at it, when you look at the facts, all right, when you look at the facts, is the Empire right?
No.
No, I would argue not, because the faction that I think was right, I think there's two factions that are, they have the right idea, basically. They just go about them wrong. That's the Rebel Alliance, who, yes, they want to reform a republic that in its dying years was not that great. And I get that, but they aspire to loftier goals. They want a republic that represents everybody, outer rim, inner rim, colonies, that kind of thing. Yeah. And that's good. That's a good goal.
That's a good one. Yeah.
But it is flawed. But it is flawed. These other
What'd you say, Bus?
He said Vong.
Using
He
the
said Vong.
Vong.
Oh my God! Everyone panicked. He said Vong. But the other faction that I think was right, and this is going to be a weird one, guys. Confederacy. I think the CIS.
Yeah, they were right.
I think the CIS
yeah.
was right.
I'm a
They were
lost
led by
cause,
shitty
and it
people.
Sounds good.
They were led by shitty people, yes, but
Was
you have to remember that it was
lost.
designed to be shitty by the Sith. The Sith, from the beginning, took what was a noble cause. These
Yeah.
groups of people who were tired of not being represented by our public, who had forgotten about them. The Outer Rim, even the Mid Rim, at that point, getting closer to the Outer Rim,
Just
they
the
were not being
Confederacy,
represented.
man.
They were being, and here's the crazy thing. This is the absolute crazy thing. The Confederacy in Star Wars was anti-slavery.
Yeah,
Or
exactly.
that's-
That's why I
Really?
liked them. That's the only reason
Yeah,
why I liked them.
They
Actually,
that's
no,
how,
I didn't
that's
know
how
that.
that's how they started, was because they were tired of the rampant. The Republic said, "Oh, slavery's outlawed," but slavery was rampant
the
throughout the
Outer
Outer Rim.
Rim.
It was
Yeah.
rampant. The Confederacy said, "If you're not going to police us, we want to police ourselves. If you're not going to make sure these violent and horrible crimes being committed against us by the Hutts, by the Trandoshans, by the Black Star, or I'm sorry, Black Sun, if you're not going to protect us from them, we're going to protect ourselves." And so we declare our independence. And that was the beginning of the CIS. But then comes along Count Dooku, and then comes along the banking clans, then comes along the Trade Federation, and they corporatize it. They monetize it, and they turn it into something that's horrible. And the CIS fails, and it's pretty much in its opening days, it fails. But its initial promise of peace and security for the people of the Outer Rims is a noble one. So
Yeah.
the Empire comes along, and the Empire is like, well, now you're all under our galactic control. But you still have things like slavery. You still have things like, and
Yeah.
slavery is actually, it's promised and promoted within the Empire. You still have things like human-centric politics, where only humans, only people of one species can really aspire to be more than their base undertakings. And that's wrong.
Yeah, it
You
is,
can
yeah.
laugh. I'm using flowery language, and you can laugh. But I told you.
No, you're right. It is wrong.
The CIS is the only faction within Star Wars that is morally good. Until the Empire.
No, the
took over.
Jedi.
I mean, the only
Alright,
I think the
look.
point that they were trying to make with the prequels was that governments that are morally good eventually get taken down by human nature, which is greed,
Yeah.
which is banking clans,
And-
that kind of thing.
And the Jedi.
I think and the Jedi and the
Yeah.
Jedi who take their religion to an extent to where it harms other people.
yeah.
Hey,
That's called being based.
I think people
All being
People-
overly religious.
whenever they
Catholics.
hated on the prequels,
Exactly.
I
That's-
think
that's what
Phantom
they're
Menace
based
gets a
on.
lot of hate, but Phantom Menace should definitely be looked at for its especially the prequels, looked at for its political
The
complex.
politics of the prequels were actually like
It's-
one of my favorite parts of it. not gonna
That's
lie.
Episodes-
the reason
The
why I
world
like
building.
the prequels is the
Yeah.
politics.
Episodes
between it.
1 and 3 did a lot for expanding the Star Wars
Yeah.
universe.
yeah.
Episode 2 is just not a
weird.
good movie. Yeah,
Just
episode 2 is
weird.
not a good movie. Red, I
Episode
want to
2 was bad.
apologize. I now understand. When I was always making fun of Siggy and Bus for being the Siggy, Bus, and Sevy show, and this has turned into the LaBelle Talk Star Wars show, and I want to apologize
Absolutely.
for that.
No, you're fine.
I'm gonna stop myself
No,
before I get it.
you're
you know.
fine. You're fine. You're good.
You can take
No, he's
take all the
LaBelle.
Star
Yeah.
take
At
all the
least-
Star
at
Wars
least-
stuff out.
No, you're self-aware. That's
No,
all that matters.
Take all the Star Wars stuff out, but leave the anti-Ren speech in.
All right, I'll leave that in. I'm gonna leave it all in. We'll see what happens. So,
Yeah, leave it all. in.
So Stella, what's the most disappointed you've been at a movie or TV show?
Okay, the first movie I was ever really disappointed in was Jurassic World, like the first one. Because
That's-
yeah, my aunt came over to my house and was like, "Hey, I'm gonna go to the movie theater and I'm gonna go watch Jurassic World. Do you want to come?" And I'm like, "Hell, fucking yeah!" So I
Yeah.
got, we went and watched it, and I came out of the movie theater feeling fucking just awful.
The movie was
'Cause
ass.
Yeah, I watched, like, before this, I had watched the first and second movies because no one watches the third one. Don't tell me you watch it. No one
I watched
watches
it. It
Shut
wasn't
the
bad.
fuck up,
Wait,
collector.
you never played Halo?
Yeah, okay. So,
Fucking-
That's fair.
I come out and I'm just feeling fucking awful because it's like they had something good with the, like, how did they go from, like, a really good movie about dinosaurs and shit to politics and, oh, hey, look, we need to corporatize,
Nazi dinosaur makers.
Nazi dinosaur. You gotta
What
like,
the
No one likes velociraptors anymore. Everyone likes velociraptors.
Yeah,
Everyone loves
the
T-Rex.
movie's
What
just
are you
really
talking
weird.
about?
It was all over the place with that shit,
Yeah,
man.
it's-
Or like the secret mission in like the mansion at the end of the movie, or like there's a fucking T-Rex on top of the roof of this mansion place. It's fucking weird. It's just a
it's
weird
like,
movie.
how do you get up
wanna
there?
make a
You know what
point
would-
about Star Wars. Anybody who likes the Empire is a Nazi, and anybody who likes the Republic is also a Nazi.
You calling Emerson a Nazi?
Yes.
Hold
So-
on a minute. Hold on. Wait, what
Emerson
does it
is
make
not-
me? What does it make me if I believe in the Mandalorian?
That's
A
fine.
normal-
You're just
normal.
A, just like
Just a
normal
dude,
a
yeah.
tribe, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
You like-
Nomad.
You know,
But
Stella,
yeah,
Stella, I actually I agree with you. I was a big fan of Jurassic Park growing up. The first 3 movies were Kino in my eyes. Jurassic World was weird, and I think it's because we're devolving into this current movie landscape where everything has to be quippy. Everybody
Yeah.
has to have a quip in.
Yeah.
Everybody has to be funny.
Chris Pratt.
Yeah, Chris Pratt.
Chris Pratt.
And it just it's one of those things where like
Everyone
We're
wants to
so-
copy Marvel.
we're
That's
so
really it.
desensitized. Yeah, we're so desensitized to like what we see like action wise and special
Mhm.
effects wise that
Mhm.
everything has to be better than the last. Everything has to be bigger than the last.
Yeah.
And that's what we saw with Jurassic World 1, which in itself is not a terrible movie. I
didn't
idea.
dislike it. I liked
Yeah.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
I-
didn't dislike it.
Yeah.
I was just
enjoyed it.
It's just
disappointed
weird.
with how
It
it
just didn't
was.
feel
Yeah, it was
good.
just it
Yeah.
did
So,
not
yeah.
feel right.
My disappointment came from the second Jurassic World.
I have
Yeah.
not seen that.
Evolution.
Yeah.
I watched it. It was not
That was
Evolution's the
bad.
game.
the game. Oh, the games have been fine.
Oh, I thought that second movie was called Evolution.
No, the game is called Jurassic World
No, the
Evolution.
second
Oh
That-
yeah,
was
well I
Lost
played the
World,
game,
wasn't
but
it?
I don't
The
know
game
what
is
the
awesome.
second world is. It just called Jurassic World 2?
Just Jurassic World 2.
Is that the one with
yeah.
the big whale?
No, that's the,
No,
that's the
really,
first
that's
one.
the
one.
first one.
That's
That's
one.
I
First
remember. Okay,
one.
so I enjoyed that one. The second one is the one with the volcano, right? There's a big blowy
Yes,
uppy
like
thing.
an
Yeah, I
eruption.
didn't like that one. I saw
Yes.
that one in theaters and I was
Like the
baked,
kid,
and
the
I
kids
just
in like the
hated it.
ball, the glass ball. Like,
Yes,
somehow
that's the first
surviving
one.
everything.
That's
Yeah,
the
yeah.
first.
Real
See, the,
quick.
problem,
Yeah.
the,
No,
part-
that's
the
both.
problem is that I can't distinguish which one's the first one, which one's the second one. That's how you know something went wrong there.
Yeah,
Is that
no,
there's
that's a good
nothing,
point.
you know.
So
Real,
I-
real quick, if I could touch, I was trying to get a piece when you guys were talking about how everything's got to be bigger and better than the next
Whoa.
one.
Yeah.
That's what she
You're
said.
you're absolutely correct. These movies are spending so much money budget wise for special effects and CGI. It could
Yeah.
talk if you want good like especially for humor. Look at Leslie Nielsen. You take an actor who predominantly played serious roles, and he takes that serious acting and applies it to comedy, and it works. Look at the movie Airplane. Look at the smoking. Look at the Naked Gun. He takes a seriousness to it and puts, the opposite of being serious. He puts. I wouldn't say being facetious, but a dry slapstick humor. It's a mix more between Monty Python and Robin Hood Men in Tights. That's really
Yeah.
where he falls in between.
Yeah.
Because I just rewatched actually last 2 nights ago. I rewatched The Naked Gun, and it's just you don't have to pay too much attention, but as long as you watch the details, it's funny because you expect him to deliver this line because you think you're watching a cop movie, and instead here's there's that.
Yeah.
It just works. You don't need to be over the top. You just need a good actor. And unfortunately, I think we're running out of those. Chris Pratt is a funny guy because of his character and his charisma. You have Ryan Reynolds, who's great at portraying this goofy guy. But we're running out of those signature people. I don't think there's going to be another Robin Williams. I don't think there's going to be
No.
another Leslie Nielsen.
Mm,
We're starting. There's not going to be another Jim Carrey. He's still around, but his his
His time is
prime.
passing. It's past. It's
Exactly.
gone. Yeah.
I just want
He-
to say real quick, one of my favorite movies of all time is one of Jim Carrey's serious roles, and it's Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind.
Oh my God,
Every
phenomenal
time I
movie.
see it, I fucking cry.
Never
I
seen
Yo.
can't watch it right now because it's still too sensitive from the breakup. But man,
Oh.
it's good.
Speaking
poor
of
Buzz.
really fantastic older movies,
Gettysburg.
that's getting a horrible sequel.
Gettysburg.
Ghostbusters.
I have faith in that sequel. I kind of want to
So-
see where it goes.
I'm one of those guys who had faith in this 2016 all-female sequel.
Oh,
Um,
I didn't even watch
I
that.
thought, I was one of those guys. I was like, there's no way they would give in to the shitty culture that's going around, and they'll make a bad movie. There's no way they'll make a bad movie out of this. I'm sure all these people are just incels. They just really fucking hate women. I'm sure. I went and saw that movie at opening night, and guys, I wish I could get that money back.
Did you, LaBelle? Did you see Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull?
Yeah, I love hitting myself in the crotch with a hammer.
So I take it you did not like that movie.
I hated that movie.
What was wrong with it?
I personally I think I just have a low standard for certain things. I, for one, seem to enjoy the movie. I don't know why. There's just something about it that I liked.
I enjoyed it because I was like 7 when I saw it.
So
I'm curious if the reason why I'm gonna like the new the reason I'm gonna like the newer Ghostbusters is that similar reason I like, the previous Indiana Jones. It just might be the way the movie is. I get some people are into the movies for how they were, but I'm going into understanding it's not the same director. It's a similar universe.
Yeah.
For me, it's how do they execute those properties? How do they tell these stories? How do they stay true to the universe?
A lot of people forget that these are standalone movies. You know what I mean? They're not supposed to be like copies of the old one. And why would you want that? The magic of the old movies is that they're the old movies. You know what I mean? They are, on their own. So I don't understand why
Then
a lot
stop
of people
making them.
that I agree with that.
Making them because we live in a world where ideals and
It's goddamn liberals.
beliefs can't. No, it's not liberals.
Fucking collector, man.
It's neoliberal, but neoliberal it has nothing to do with the sense
it's
of
But
political atmosphere. Neoliberalism is all about economics.
there's
To
just
be
no
And
creativity.
it all has to
with
do
this
with
shit.
Reagan and all that.
So to
but
be
beliefs don't matter anymore, and it's all about money. It's never mattered.
Yeah.
But still,
Yeah.
It's
more about money now than ever.
well, I'm not gonna get all that deep into it. I was just gonna
It's the
say that.
liberals.
I was just gonna say that the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, there's a realm of like believability that you're supposed to give up when you're watching
Yeah.
movies. And for the first 3 Indiana Jones movies, you can kind of believe, okay, I can set aside my I can suspend my disbelief a little bit and believe that this could happen. And then in Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, he survives a nuke inside a refrigerator.
Yeah.
It's a little bit
Yeah,
weird.
it's a little
Look,
weird.
I thought it was
he's
funny.
it
I thought it was
definitely-
funny.
He's a 78-year-old man punching out commie soldiers who are in their
He was like
25 years
60
old.
at the time. He wasn't 78 quite
here
yet. I think he was early 70s maybe.
in reality, he's
That's
that
why that
age. But
movie's
when you
great.
look at the movie, I'm sure they're portraying him as a younger person.
Yeah, he's supposed to be younger.
I think the major problem is people are taking too many things now at face value. And that's the problem with this society is it's gotten so sensitive.
We got
That
deep.
the problem with
It's the liberals.
I'm not trying to go that deep. The problem with the creative process is people can't take the turns they would for a joke that would be funny. You make one joke, you're going to offend party A, which is going to cause a riot to party B, and it's just going to snowball. You look back in the 90s, you had, movies like Police Academy. That was great.
That's
It was
true.
funny, and it was
Those are
lighthearted.
really good fucking movies, and
Police Academy is
that
great.
is some of my
Police
favorite.
Academy.
So far throughout my college experience, one of my favorite memories is going through with all my floor mates and watching all the Police Academies in like
I'm
3
convinced. I'm convinced that the Police Academy movies are documentaries of how police are actually
nights. So cops are trained.
because
Oh god.
it's just the Police Academy movies are fucking fantastic. And while we're on this topic, the Naked Gun movies are great.
Yeah.
Police Academy,
Yeah.
Ghostbusters from the 80s was great growing up.
Yeah. Of course.
Just, you couldn't make any of those movies the same way today.
No, not at all.
And
You couldn't make a movie about a police cadet in training, sneaking his way up the side of a building to watch other cadets change. He couldn't go up there and watch them change out of their bras and shit, and then get raped by the police sergeant that was there. Do you guys remember that when he gets caught watching the girls change and the female sergeant rapes him?
Yeah.
I've never seen
Yeah,
this.
so on
Yeah.
that note, Collector, what's most disappointed you've ever been from a movie or TV show, Collector?
Gods and Generals.
That's
Yeah,
fair. That's a good one.
that is
Fair one. Yeah, that's
a
fair.
good one.
Yeah.
Or how about the
fair.
new Hamptons Legion released in June of 2021? Have you guys seen
Hamptons-
that movie?
What?
I have
No,
not.
oh my
God,
I
it's
wanna
fucking
watch it
horrific.
and laugh.
Wade
Hold on.
Hampton is the worst Civil War general ever.
Hold
Fuck
on.
him. He
You-
burned down Columbia. What a fucking idiot.
You want to see a great film? I'm gonna post a link right now. It's called Hamptons Legion.
Is it free?
It's free. It's on YouTube. Hold on.
oh god, that's
How long is it?
It's an hour and a half.
Is it
Wait,
Field of
so
Lost
it's
Shoes?
really? Yeah, is it Field of Lost Shoes?
Fuck,
too?
I hate that movie so much.
You,
I
I'm gonna
swear. if
post
it-
it right now.
fucking-
Hold on.
Any
Confederate propaganda.
Confederate propaganda movie is just awful because it's just like, wow, this fucking.
So let
sucks
me read you
balls.
guys the description of this movie real quick so you understand what kind of
Jesus.
movie this is. Hampton's Legion is going to be my pick, actually. Hampton's Legion follows the life of one of the most extraordinary generals of the Civil War, Wade
Fuck
Hampton
off!
III.
Shut up.
He was
He's
He's a
Starting
piece
with
of shit.
Forrest.
He's a
Starting with
piece
his
of shit.
childhood, the story follows Hampton through multiple battles during the Civil War, including the famous and tragic First Battle of Bull Run in Manassas, Virginia. That's how it's typed. Hampton had two sons in the war that fought alongside him. And when the Confederacy could no longer finance massive armies, Hampton, who was one of the wealthiest men in the world when the war started, financed and supplied his own infantry, cavalry, and artillery, also known as Hampton's Legion.
No, he
and
fucking didn't.
An excerpt from this movie is
He
when
did fund
Hampton
it,
is
but it
talking
was
to
still
a
shit.
he's talking to a nurse, and he goes, "Nurse, this man is bleeding." The nurse goes, "Yes, he is. I will bandage him." Word for word, this is how she says it. "Hold on one moment. Let me get you a bandage." She stands up, walks out of the scene, comes back with like a t-shirt, like a blue t-shirt. It has like a logo on it from like fucking Under Armour, and puts it on the dude's stomach and is
Very-
like, "Here, you're bandaged." It's fucking
Dad.
awful.
I can fix that up for you. Does it hurt much?
What do you think?
Mary! I'm coming, Christine! This looks serious.
So is mine.
Sergeant Major, this man has a bullet in him. Yours is not life-threatening. Please be patient.
I ain't trying to cause no trouble here.
I hope not.
What did they take the fucking
Anybody-
pre-elf off Hell
okay,
Let Loose
so
and
they
turn it
have-
into a movie?
They have at the state
Yes.
house here in South Carolina. They have a Wade Hampton statue, and every time I walk by it, I spit on it. Every single
awesome.
fucking time. It's fucking.
Good.
I
Good.
hate the love
Yeah.
for Wade Hampton. There's buildings
unjustified.
here. There's an all girls dorm called Wade. It's called Wade Hampton.
You
It's a
fucking
little
bird.
I don't
weird.
know why.
A little weird.
I don't understand why everything down here is devoted to him. I understand he was the governor or whatever, or the mayor or some shit, but he literally burned
Lost
down
cause
the
revisionism,
Capitol.
man.
He burned down the Capitol
Sounds
to
kinda
say that
based.
this was Sherman, even though it wasn't
Oh.
Sherman.
Do you want to know something even worse from this movie? At the end of the movie, he talks to a slave he had, and he tells the slave, "You are my friend. You'll always be my friend." And then he leaves. He doesn't free him. He just leaves him. The slave is like, "I want to
I
be
think
free." He
maybe
goes, "You're my
maybe
friend."
it's just
and then
supposed to
he
be a
leaves.
comedy. I kind of want to watch this for a movie night.
Yeah, we're gonna
Okay.
watch it during the Gettysburg trip, all together in the hotel
Oh,
room. We're all
God.
gonna sit and watch it together. It's gonna be awful.
Okay, so
Gotta drive
Oh,
After
over,
Ninth
yeah.
Corps dissolves, right?
Yeah. What's up, Stella?
No, yeah. So Wade Hampton, he was rich. He was not that rich to provide.
One of the wealthiest men in the world.
He
He
was
wa-
pretty
he
rich.
was
He was a
not.
pretty big landowner. Yeah, he was.
Yeah,
Down
well-
here, he was pretty big.
Well, yeah, because he was a fucking planter in the South. That doesn't automatically make you
automatically rich.
Yeah, it doesn't make you automatically rich. It just means you're a plant. It's like fucking Lee. A lot of
Yeah.
the other generals, they were planters. But what Wade Hampton did was he said, "I want to have all of it." So he said, "I'm going to raise 3 regiments, different branches." So he had cav, infantry, and artillery. Only problem was, because of how war works, you can't supply them all very easily. So his legion ended up getting split, which, fucked him up a little bit, but he kept his cav. So that's it. Yeah, he also made his troops supply themselves, which is why they had yellow pants.
The most
Yeah.
disappointed I've ever been in a movie or a TV show.
Oh, that's right. We're still doing this.
I haven't done mine yet, so I'm just
Yeah.
gonna throw
Yeah,
it
no,
out
Yeah,
they're
go
mine.
bus. I'm sorry.
there.
Sorry.
No, it's okay.
you're good.
Probably, I'm gonna be honest. Didn't like the ending of The Sopranos. I don't like the way it
Never
ended
seen
because
it.
it was abrupt. People like it's so good, but I don't wasn't a huge fan of The Sopranos in general. Since nobody here knows The Sopranos, I'll go with Star Wars. I really didn't like the ending of the prequels. I didn't like how it started with the first movie. I liked Rogue One though. I will
Rogue
say.
One was
Everyone
awesome.
was good.
Rogue
Yeah.
One was really good. I saw it 3 times in theaters. The last time, I wanted to skip the beginning because I think the beginning is the boring part. So I went to sleep, and then I woke up at the most exciting part, which was lightsaber Darth Vader.
Yeah, holy shit.
I woke up
That
and I
was-
was just like,
This is the
and I was like,
greatest part of that
"Whoa,
movie.
Fucking
I missed the
awesome.
entire movie." So yeah,
All right, Vash.
All right, so I have two. First one's real quick because I don't think anyone here has seen it. The ending on the series finale of Touch, which was abruptly canceled, but phenomenal show, and movie. The second end, so it's a movie. The second ending, I'm disappointed, but I appreciate what they did. I'm disappointed with the ending of The King of Staten Island because they had
Yeah.
this whole build up,
I
was
love
annoying.
King of Staten Island.
and then
Good
it's
movie. That's a
not
funny
what you
movie.
expect. Can I just spoil what it is?
Dude, if
or
you haven't seen King of Staten Island by now, you're never gonna see it. Go for it.
So this whole movie, Pete, what's his name?
Davidson.
Pete Davidson. His father was an actual New York City firefighter who died in 9/11.
Yeah.
And this movie was somewhat of an homage in a way
It's
to
basically a
firefighters.
biography. He said
Yeah.
it was basically a
It's
biography.
it's an alternate biography if he never got his life together and did what he did. Throughout the movie, his mother meets I forget the guy's name, but the guy is played by
Bill
who's
Burr.
that? Bill Burr.
Bill Burr. Yeah.
And basically the relationship between Pete Davidson and Bill Burr go from this to this. And about 3/4 through the movie, you see Pete Davidson spending a lot of time at a firehouse with these, generations of firefighters. There's even a scene where they go through a working fire. And after that, that's pretty much right towards the end. There's a scene where you see Bill Burr drop Pete Davidson off. I got hyped as fuck. I'm like, oh, he's going to the academy. This is going to be sick. He hops on a fucking ferry.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like,
Well,
what?
I never thought that he'd actually become a firefighter.
I-
That's not his
No.
personality.
No, I
I think it would
thought
have been unrealistic.
to me, I mean, listen, I'm wearing a fire department shirt. I was a former firefighter, so I'm a little biased, but to me, that's what that buildup was, that he saw these guys being heroes and maybe he can do that.
Mhm.
Because in the movie, early on, Bill Burr asks, you ever thought about putting on the helmet and wearing a shield? That's what set that tone for me.
Mhm.
Yeah,
that's
a good point.
that sets that overarching story element. So I'm like, huh, okay.
I appreciate it though, because even though he's now learned to appreciate them, because he hated firefighters beforehand because his dad died in a fire. He's like, why would you ever have a family? He didn't change his mindset about that, so that's why he didn't do it.
Yeah.
He never said, oh, I understand. He did say, I understand now, but he never said that he's still going to become one. I think it's a really good movie. So if you three haven't seen it, if any of you guys haven't seen it, fucking watch it, even if the ending's spoiled.
Fantastic movie.
It's
Great,
funny as
it's a
shit.
great comedy.
And
Great movie.
I didn't even
And
fully
it's one of
spoil
the
the
most
ending.
realistic comedies I've ever seen. It is.
Yeah.
Pete Davidson's fantastic.
Yeah.
His
His comedy show is also really
hit
good
or
on
miss on
Netflix.
SNL, but in other projects, he's fucking good.
He's really
Yeah.
good now. Yeah.
And
It's
And-
the most realistic I've ever seen a comedy be.
and I haven't even fully spoiled the ending. But
Yeah.
one thing I appreciate is I don't think a lot of people pick up on this. What's his name? Steven fucking
Seagal.
no, not Steven Seagal. The guy from not Mr. Deeds. The fucking crazy eyes from Mr. Deeds.
I have no clue what Mr. Deeds is.
Fucking weird actor. How do you do, fellow youths?
Steve Buscemi.
Steve.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Steve-
yeah.
Steve Buscemi.
So many of the
I-
movies that you can
He's in that movie as a senior firefighter, and that's
Yeah.
actually homage to him because before he was an actor, he was actually in the fire department in
He's a
New York
great
City.
actor. in my
He
opinion.
was-
Reservoir
He was there on
Dogs is my
9/11.
favorite movie.
Yeah, and he didn't want people. I don't know how it got discovered, but during 9/11, he went there on his own accord and did it. He didn't want to make a huge deal about it. But it's kind of amazing how I shouldn't say a lot, but a good amount of well-known celebrities, actors, TV personalities who are from New York City actually have a push and a voice in defending, what's protecting these firefighters from 2001. John, what's his
No.
name?
Da,
not
da, da, da.
No,
John Cena. That's
Oh,
not
LaBelle.
John Cena.
Oh,
Who's the one who
LaBelle.
lied about it? Who's the big one who lied about being there on 9/11? God, I forget.
Who?
The big comedian, or he's a big actor.
No, not John Stewart, but that's who I was trying to talk about. John Stewart. He's been pushing for the last couple of years to keep this fund for 9/11 victims,
The
and
lungs
he's
are
done a
fucked.
hell of a job. Oh yeah, I have a family friend who was a 9/11, and I'm seeing what he's going through now, and it breaks my fucking heart because the guy's amazing, and he's honestly done a lot to help turn my life
trying
around.
to get rid of it now, or what?
They're
Yeah.
trying to cut funding to it, and it's
It's
horrible.
only been 20 years. It hasn't been that long.
No,
I
and
understand.
I lost a
Like,
family friend recently. She was riddled to the bones with different things, and it was
Mhm.
horrible. She was young. She had a family,
Yeah.
and it just shredded her apart in a short matter of weeks. There was a detective who, actually, I don't want to say that because I could be wrong. I'm going to skip that. I think I confused something, but there was a firefighter. I forget the guy's name. He was all over the news. He was a big deal, and in hockey, he was at a majority of Rangers games. When he died, he had a huge memorial. It's just a shame what what the state's doing for these guys. These guys are hometown heroes, and New York State doesn't give a shit, especially the city.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not
So-
trying to bring politics in this. Sorry.
No, you're good. So on that note, actually, I think we're actually out of time. But this is a good episode. A lot of fun to talk about these things with you guys. Got some good topics there. And yeah, that was a fun time. LaBelle, thank you for the Star Wars talk and talking about New World and Halo.
Can't wait to see the
Hey,
Jack on LaBelle's face. Whenever
No
we
problem,
upload.
Red. Hey, Red. Excited to have you on my own podcast. Shameless plug. Shameless
There's
plug,
the plug.
boys.
There's the plug.
Yep.
Yeah, LaBelle is having his own interview podcast, and I'll be the first guest
Is it
tomorrow.
on the? Is it on the? Is it on the Helljumper YouTube channel?
No, it'll be on its own YouTube channel.
Oh, it's
Nice,
gonna be
alright.
called LaBelle's podcast, right?
That's actually, I have a name. I do have a name.
What's the
The
name?
Love
of it?
called-
Outcast.
It's called Talking Shit. That's what's gonna be called.
Talking
Oh.
shit. All right. Okay. All right. Well, I'm excited to be on there. Right on, LaBelle.
Well, this
I
interview-
actually have my own podcast. That's called LaBelle's podcast.
It's
Me talking about
Hold on, wait a minute.
Okay.
Will this interview be conducted while the both of you are sitting on a shitter?
So
You
no,
know, I
it
would
won't.
be down, but
So just to give a basic premise of it, it's just I'm gonna sit down with a guest or two. We're gonna talk about what's going on in the quote unquote gaming industry, what we're excited for, and just kind of give Red his own little chance to shit all over War of Rights if he wants to.
I think it'd be really funny, LaBelle, if you got a sound pad and you just had a bunch of different fart noises.
I
that
am.
you would
So
play.
my sound pad right now, you fucking ruined it just now, but my sound pad has clapping sounds, cheering sounds, booing sounds, ooh sound bites and shit. It's gonna be like Jerry Springer, but for a bunch of nerds.
nice. Right on. All right.
That was a lot of farts.
I'm excited for it though. Can't wait. Stella, anything you want to say before we leave?
Oh yeah, this was fun. I came here a little fucking tired from last night, and I came out of this very happy, very energized.
Right on. Yeah. Hell yeah. Collector.
I woke up 10 minutes before we started the podcast. I'm still not quite sure what's going on, and I was editing something in Photoshop the entire time we were doing this, so I don't even remember what we were talking about. But I think it was good.
Right on, Collector. Yeah.
So,
Vash.
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of low key came in here not knowing what the hell is going to go on. I'm recovering from a really bad over the counter medicine mix. I've been fighting a weird allergy cold. I mixed Mucinex and NyQuil, and I somehow made it through this pretty well. So
Right on. Yeah. Good job. Bus. I'm scared because it's hit or miss
I'm
with you. with these.
I'm scrolling through Hampton Legion right now. This is the stupidest thing
fucking bad.
I've ever seen. Oh, I'm at the t-shirt. I'm at the t-shirt part.
Oh, Jesus. Oh,
Oh
still
my
at this
god.
point.
Anyways, check out look up Bus War of Rights on YouTube to go to my YouTube channel. I have a stream up recently where it's me walking up and down a fence listening to Kanye. I hope you guys enjoy.
Yeah.
Discord.gg/IVB.
If you want the live stream of Donda, if you want to keep it for yourself, I have the files. So go ahead and hit me up, and I'll send you Donda. It's really good. They just need to work on the beats a little bit. Excited for the new Kanye album. I've been producing it with Kanye, and it's been really good. And also in my comments of my newest video, let me know your favorite Tyler the Creator album. And we can go from there. Next episode of the podcast can be all about Tyler the Creator and Kanye. Best rappers out there.
Absolutely.
That's my rap. Thank you.
Can I give a shameless plug to myself?
Yeah, go for it.
Give me a follow on Twitch. I might.
Based. Man's got muted.
Ouch.
Vash, I'm fuck with you. Continue. What's your Twitch?
So I'm gonna start streaming again shortly with some games that are coming out. Give me a follow over at Twitch at Narky Time.
Right on. All right.
Gonna start probably playing Forza again and doing racing shit. I initially wanted to do Warzone, but you know what? I'm gonna do whatever the hell I want.
Yeah. All right. So on that note, everybody wave, smile and wave. Goodbye, everybody. Thanks for watching the podcast.
I'm waving and smiling.
Goodbye, everybody.
Man's just
Goodbye.
frowning and doing little